Are traditional MOBAs like Dota and LoL a little too lengthy for you? Do you still like the strategic top-down view? Well, Battlerite may very well be the arena hero-based game that you desire. Throwing groups of heroes into a claustrophobic square arena to battle to the bloody end. Battlerite follows on from its ancestor, Bloodlines Champions. Whilst I admit I hadn't played that in its prime, I can still see now that it offers a fresh experience to the hero-based line of games. To start a match, you are set on a pedestal which flashily delivers you to the arenas. Honestly, the animations on these pedestals are crazy good. From spiraling up to the top through a Sonic-esque hovering ruin, to the glimpse of the spectators that is caught in your view three-dimensionally above the lift. In short, it's clever. The execution of this entrance may seem minor, but it really did instill the gladiatorial spirit inside me. The style may be in line with the cartoony Zane hero games have seemed to thrive on, but the character designs here are all fairly solid. I mean, this is hard to make completely original heroes when there are limited ability archetypes, and the fact that most are based at the root on characters from myths and legends, but quite a few of them do seem rather unique to the genre. The short fiery chap I played quite a bit was almost like a fiery minion from the Despicable Me films. I'm not sure if any of these have come across from Bloodlines, but you'll just have to let me know. The gameplay is the best of 3 rounds where elimination is the goal. There are a maximum of 5 rounds played. Each round is technically 2 minutes long, with an extra added minute for sudden death. What happens is the map starts to close in with a fiery ring, and once you're outside of that fiery ring you start to take damage, so the fight comes down to a very small circle at the end. So in real terms, it's not going to really last more than 3 minutes, and usually lasting around before 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, never really reaching that 3-minute mark. So each map is extremely snappy and severely frantic. The team size is split into 2v2 and 3v3, and it's the first to 3 wins with elimination being your goal. There are a maximum of 5 rounds played, usually not spanning more than 3 to 5 minutes. And this is the beauty of the game in my opinion. You take away the grinding, the map control of MOBAs, and leave us with the electric moments where teams eventually clash. The moments where Dota casters go wild. It's almost like sucking all of the whipped cream out of profiterole, so you've just got the chocolate topping and pastry left. But at the end of the day, it isn't going to be for everyone. Some people just like the whole package and want that whole profiterole. Sorry for the baking analogy, but the Great British Bake Off has really rubbed off on me. With the shorter time, there's also less of an investment. Where you get into a MOBA match, you are committing yourself to a 40-minute upwards game, and nothing's worse than the time where you're fairly sure you're going to lose, to try your hardest and still lose anyway, because of the time that you've invested into it. I could see a lot less blood boiling in this game, like it does in traditional MOBAs, often resulting in a perceived toxicity. Saying that, the rounds in this game can drag on, but they can also be over in the blink of an eye, as one misstep and it is over. At the prelude of each round you get to select a new ability, which are known as rights, to specialise your character in a certain field, or give them a new ability. Basically, do you need healing, survivability, raw damage, or hero control? And the actual abilities aren't huge upgrades, usually buffing damage or adding a small stun or something similar, and they spice up the roster of abilities that are already available to your heroes more than anything. And it can make brawls more frantic the more rounds that are played in the game. I'm also sure that when the game goes live and things get serious, that there will be some very conscientious picks and counter picks for these rights, as they are visible to both teams. But not on my level now. You've got your usual set of abilities that come with each hero. You've got your ultimate, you've got your heals, your stuns. It's very similar, so if you come from other games you'll be able to easily transition to Battlerite. Has it got the je ne sais quoi for the makings of a competitive scene? Well, I would say there's potential. The elimination styles rounds with 1 death per round give it a lot of the same tension and adrenaline CSGO does when you're playing and watching it. And it's also pretty much like the moments where casters say, "We have never seen that in the history of Dota." As you're only fighting all the time, there are moments that you say, how did that guy pull that off? I don't think I've got the combos down yet to pull anything truly epic, but in some of my teammates' moves, they have been on the brink of leet skeet. Something that does seem quite central to the game is that losing an ally is such a big blow in the game, and it seems sole decider in winning or losing a lot of the time. I have seen comebacks where one player takes on two others, but unlike CSGO where you can headshot somebody and it's back to even, here the abilities and health pools do act as more of a block to the skill-based combat. Just something to think on. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, just more interesting and how it differentiates from other fast-paced competitive games. On the beta, matchmaking was a bit of a random hodgepodge, throwing low Bs with high Bs at the whim of why not. And it reminded me a bit of Overwatch out of rank play, being thrown in with much higher leveled players. And to make it clear, Overwatch and this game, the base character level isn't earned through skill, but time play and matches won. But usually the longer a player has played, the better they will be at the game. I know that there are enigmas and occasional potatoes, but I do think in general it holds true. The dev team have stated that there would be a skill-based system for matches on early access, in short meaning any game you played was ranked, but I'm not sure whether this was in effect or not, as it didn't really seem to be. It might just be something we get on the 20th. However, in the defense of Battlerite, it is a closed beta, and who knows how many people were truly playing. I only saw the giveaway of 5,000 beta keys I got mine through, so maybe I haven't truly experienced the power of their algorithms yet. Although I have felt the wrath of facing groups of enemies who were coordinated and countered us to a level that a few hours of play didn't quite get me ready for. Again, they probably have only had a few days too, so perhaps I just suck. There are AI or bots in the game, and they are relatively decent at giving you a fight, but like most games they still won't be able to replace the skill of a human. Also, the AI fights will count towards your in-game level and hero levels. Coming on to that, as you level up heroes, you are given rewards, either in-game money or chest, aka the crate in most games. And onto that, the game has opted to lock away the cosmetics into crates, chests. The in-game currency can also purchase the better golden chests, and you have mini quests for your heroes, which will give you coins if you win games with them, for example. And there's also a daily quest system, a bit like Hearthstone, where the first one I did, I got a silver chest, which is the less good chest, for completing it. For good measure, how does the game run? Well, on my machine, basically powered by a 970 and an i5 4690K, there were zero problems. I don't think this is too much of an intensive game, and its impressive visuals are, as I've mentioned, stylized to compensate for any huge textures or over-the-top polygon counts. The game is going into early access on September the 20th, 2016, which is this Tuesday coming up, and it's hard to pin down how it's exactly going to work from their website and discussions on their forum, although it seems like it would transition to free-to-play when fully released, and on Steam it's listed as having in-app purchases, which suggests there will be microtransactions at some point. We'll just have to see. I'll probably get my hands on the game at some point, as it is fun and different, but I'm not sure if I could invest a lot into it. Like I have done with Overwatch, I enjoy the game, but it's not the game, I guess. What does everyone else think of what you saw? Did anyone else play its forefather Bloodlines champions? And do you think it's a good step forward? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you thought this video captured the gladiatorial spirit, give it a like. If you thought it didn't entertain Caesar, give it a dislike. And subscribe for more current gaming news and content and upcoming titles. And thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, Joshino.